T1 and VP. Both teams have looked very good. This, of course, is a rematch, as VP did win the previous series in the upper bracket finals. And this is another lane we have yet to talk about that's very interesting. It's GPK on the TA, of course, which isn't uncommon at all. But versus Venomancer, who can just take off that refraction super fast. You see some action here. Torrent's going to miss. Whitemon sidestepping it, but there's the blink strike. DM with the right clicks to follow. Save. Looks like he's going to be first-blooded, so T1 gets the better of this exchange. That's the first time in memory, at least, but it is against T1, of course, so their laning is nothing to scoff at for sure.
They did get dumpstered by the Funka, so they have a decent
Strike is there with the enchant to slow. Torrent will connect, but DM is in quite a bit of trouble here. No reinforcements on the way. This is going to be yet another kill, this time to 23 Savage on the very important DM that we've been praising thus far. Save. Looks like he might get the courier. Indeed, Earthspike only going to connect on a creep, though.
You have to be careful, because this isn't one of those lanes that TA wins, or that Vena wins by just farming. You kill the TA. And so it's all about getting a Gale when the TA walks up a little too far.
Nightfall going to get Scorched Earth off. Have the Doom available as well. Can they actually chase him down, though, is the question. He's going to go into the trees. We have some TPs coming in, trying to juke around. We see the Gale into the Poison Nova. Nightfall is just going to TP out, and the deny is there from Carl. So, in essence, nobody really dies. 23 Savage is just going for straight Desolator after he picked up those treads, so that's pretty cool to see. And as we see a Hex in the bot lane, the three-man gank from VP will be successful onto Zephyr. Hannah Midas is an interesting item. I'm not making that up, as Nightfall has his Blink Dagger now, and you can see that VP is smoking on a couple member here. Carl will be a very big kill if they want to go for him. They can see the courier's on its way. Nightfall jumps in. Carl, there's the Doom coming on, but it's going to cost them the Poison Nova. The Finger is there to finish him off as well, as Nightfall is going to get RP'd in turn. Cuckoo finds that kill himself, so it's a 1-for-1 with Save being the second now in favor of T1. It's a really good turnaround with these TPs.
Casual Hood against the Veno, this does make sense.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that just the healing over time, as well as the magic resistance, is enough often to survive through all of the Veno spells.
Yeah, I just hope to God that he goes again for that shard, because that's going to be very, very entertaining. As GPK, so much damage right here. You see the X marks into the Torrent. That's going to be a freebie onto Whitemon. Although at this point, it's no point in using it probably. And yeah, this is going to be a freebie with the Finger of Death charge. Double kill for DM, and we'll see if they can turn this into a Roche potentially. Essa now onto GPK. And with this 5v3 situation, I mean, this is the beauty of having a Venomancer. You can always put these wards to at least get some vision in the pit. X marks onto Carl, though. Of course, VP know they have the numbers advantage right here. Nice Yules dodging a little bit there, but the boat is coming. Will connect. The follow-up. Yep. Nightfall jumps in, takes the Poison Nova, basically just to him. He's going to try to TP out, but there's the Curse to cancel it. And Nightfall's in a lot of trouble here. He's getting beat on by his friend. Of course, that Poison Nova is still applied. Oh, he's going to tick out. I guess that was the Poison Sting on top of it. And Zephyr now getting chased. Look at the damage. Trying to get the side blades, but not going to be in range here. And T1 still delaying pretty successfully. And now with Nightfall down, see if VP actually want to continue on here. X marks onto Whitemon, but yeah, no follow-up here.
23
here that continues not to get banned. Tier 1 tower is just going to be given up here, it looks like. Torrent's going to connect, but no follow-up. T1. Oh, the RP going to catch DM. Skewers into the other side here. Going to get Galed on top of that, and it looks like VP just want to let him go. The boat comes out, but not a whole lot of damage done here. Because there's Doom on one side, and then there's PA with the Empower on the other.
T1, I think that he's probably going to, on 23 Savage, eventually get a Rapier, and with that timing, there is going to be very little that VP can do other than...
Got a 4-man smoke, a 3-man smoke here from VP. They want to defend this Roshan. DM's getting caught out for now. Spirit Vessel's applied to him. As the X. Oh, the instant Hex on a Cuckoo. Very nicely done, as Whitemon's taking a ton of damage from afar. GPK doing work. Nightfall jumps in. You can see the Global Silence into the Doom, onto the Magnus. And that is going to be the first kill in this fight for VP. A big, big one. He does have buyback, though, so if they overextend, he can definitely get back into this fight. Yep, they have smoke. Of course, Global Silence and Doom are down, but they know that Magnus is dead for another 15 seconds, so perhaps they can get a pick-off before he respawns. 23
Zephyr
Savage.
would be a really important kill.
Oh, Zephyr, yep. The instant Hex into the Disabled. The double stun. He actually jumps into it with the PA. 23 Savage pops the BKB, though, and blows up Save with the coup de grace. Now he's just getting pounded in by TA. Jumped on the other side. We see a Winter's Curse delaying the fight, so 23 Savage can actually get some damage here. Poison Nova from Carl onto DM, who's now in the trees here, completely surrounded by the PA, getting pounded. A nice cold embrace, but there's the skewer into the double RP from Cuckoo. Shockwave to follow. Double kill on 23 Savage as T1 are masterful in these fights. 23 Savage might finally tick down, but it cost him the entirety of VP. And Roche is still at half HP, and despite not having the PA, see if they can finish it off themselves or have to wait for him in the end. Tidal Wave. Oh, 23 Savage with the double damage now. That is pretty big.
Pretty dank with the Aghanim Scepter.
Absolutely.
Insta burst.
There's no global silence for a bit here. So T1 should feel relatively safe. Another 45 seconds for that to come up. Tidal Wave again coming. This is such an annoying spell. Of course, Boat has such a low cooldown. I can spend that basically any point. Oh, we're going to see the Centaur stun start things out. And there's the BKB jumping from 23 Savage. The death of Kingslayer buys back into the game, though. And now the Boat coming in. Look at these side blades from GPK off of the Plague Words. Like you said earlier, they might be able to steal this. GPK now in the pit. Whitemon trying to get in there as well. Cuckoo misses the skewer, though. Roshan is snatched. GPK takes it for himself. 23 Savage now trying to get out. Gets Doom, but it's the Lotus Orb Doom. So that's two targets that can't do anything now. All right, Cold Embrace applied to 23 Savage. Now the Curse applied as well as TA is just beating the crap. That's going to be a dieback onto Kingslayer. Now the chase is onto 23 Savage, but the Doom has finally run out. And now he's going to jump in and absolutely blow up everybody. GPK does get up the refraction. Finally, the Aegis is popped. Nightfall in the triangle. Looks like it's going to be 5, but GPK is completely surrounded. Double kill for 23 Savage. So VP, they get the Aegis. T1 gets the Roche, technically, and it was only Roche #1. Yeah, so basically, Blur has a much lower cooldown. You can instantly cast it. It'll give you a basic Dispel, but of course you can't use it when silenced.
0.5 seconds of Vanish, which is enough to cast the Phantom Strike away, and enough for Cuckoo to also put the Lotus Orb on.
And then kind of the, well, I was going to say coup de grace, but that wouldn't really make sense. Oh, we're going to have to hold on to that thought here. As Gale will connect on the Nightfall, has to pop his BKB pretty early. Ooh, Lotus Orb. He pumped the Doom, but there's the Winter's Curse. GPK is beating the absolute crap again out of him. There's the Global Science to follow. Nightfall can't get off his Doom in time. Ends up dropping, but there's the RP. It's only going to connect on the one, though. It's Kingslayer getting chased by 23 Savage, who now wants to focus on GPK with a Spirit Vessel applied right now. Arctic Burn as well, so no refraction for you. GPK gets Yules right outside his base. It looks like he's going to be brought down in the end. Triple kill for 23 Savage. He has entered beast mode. I mean, they played that against the Doom perfectly well. GG is called. Wow. Awesome game.
Kenapa Hah? Kenapa sih?
T1 is looking mega scary, dude.
Both teams.
Yeah. It's crazy to see on one side the team fight execution. I've just never seen two teams team fight like this before.
Yeah. VP versus T1, game 2 of this best of 5 grand finals. T1, of course, with that game 1 victory. Both teams looking really sharp. Going to be GPK on the Lina versus Carl's Magnus, as the LSA is actually going to miss here.
Carl doing a much better job than I expected. Like, first couple of waves might be a bit rough with the Magnus. You're playing into Lina, so there's always going to be that harassment coming out from the either right clicks or LSA. You get close, top lane.
That is first blood. Down goes DM. 541. Have we not really had a level 1 tower taken out of the cup?
We had that during NA, DPC Season 2, and then a Chinese team tried to copy it. They killed it super fast, lost the game in 12 minutes. I believe it was Sparking Arrow Gaming.
Yeah, something like that. As Cuckoo getting spotted out, the Blade Fury with the impetus damage on the side, so Nightfall finally getting the kill that he feels like he deserved not too long ago.
Yeah, can't wait until someone... Like, if there's going to be Game 5, one team is just... You know what? We're bringing that Alchemist. We've even seen in the first game, Silencer.
That's
Hero
right.
That was not picked at all during the main.
And I think we saw why. As the Centaur Stomp will be there. Hoof Stomp's going to be canceled, but Laguna Blade finishes off Cuckoo. Now Whitemon trying to juke his way around the trees. They did get some vision. LSA's not going to connect, though. Nightfall in the vicinity. Nice Earth Spike there. He actually pops a Fairy Fire as well, because the impetus wasn't quite enough damage, but...
Can he juke this?
No, there's...
I don't think so.
Let's make a bet.
There's a way. Wait a minute.
Wait a second. The spin. Yeah, he finally. I mean, a lot of space created. That took an extra 20 seconds.
They did not see Magnus for quite some time, so they probably know
Feels
Blank
like
RP is available.
Feels like both teams always know what the other is doing.
Because they're so good. Like,
yeah.
There's a reason why these two teams are...
Oh, Carl!
Now,
the instant
nice
Yule Scepter. LSA's not going to be able, but the curse is instead. A lot of damage being applied to Whitemon. Trying to get healed, but there's the Bleed Fury to come through. And that is going to be 2 easy kills, even with the RP after the fact. Completely wasted. Carl still ends up dying, and now the impetus damage from Zephyr. He should be able to shake it off with the borrowed time, which he has not skilled yet. Oh,
the extra
true,
3 skellies.
Yeah, this Yule's was instantaneous. That's like a bot. That is... I don't know how people do this, man. Crazy.
Mouse. I believe that was the...
Their mouse is just that good. DM gets the double hook stomp there. Oh! Yeah, with the Finger of Death is enough damage to take him out in the end, so T1 able to get a return kill here.
And you also want to have level 2 ulti. That's the big timing. So a ton of damage coming out just from him.
Yeah, and for Nightfall side, we talked about the typical build with the Battle Fury, as we're going to see. Cuckoo able to do a lot of damage. The Stampede's not going to be enough to save, as we're going to have the initiation now onto the Wraith King. Has enough space been created, though. 23 Savage is more than fine. And now the heals come out again. Not
the best execution on the top, because you want to... Like, Abba was the second TP. Yeah. Instead, it should have been the one who can stop the TP.
Spike. Oh! Finger of Death. Kingslayer is donezo. Hoofstomp's going to be there. See a little mana drain action going on, but DM will just walk this off. And this looks to be a freebie. The DD with GPK is definitely going to help out. He's going to get the Aegis himself, and T1 just a little bit too late. I mean, when you go back to Dota 1, it was literally the same at some point, I think. And this DM's going to recapture this outpost. Nightfall, we've talked about his progression in items. So talked about whether it be an SNY or a Manta. It is the SNY.
Against Lion makes more sense. You just want to have that status resistance.
Oh, we have the Yules into the LSA. Will connect DM with the Hoof Stomp into the double edge. And that is enough damage to take out Carl. Stampede used as well, but not a whole lot of damage done to 23 Savage. But Zephyr with a little bit of a borrowed time cast there. Keeps him alive.
Whitemon though.
Yep. Oh, Hoof Stomp only onto one, but the right clicks are going to be more than enough. The curse onto the Viper as Wraith King starts a beautiful LSA. My goodness, triple kill for Nightfall. That's the first life for Mr. Wraith King, but something tells me that he will die very shortly. Huge fight from VP. Holy jeez, that was great synergy.
That was beautiful. I think what they needed was someone to cancel the Blink Dagger on a Centaur.
That's fine. You got to cater some things to casual players. I think that's perfectly fine. We have 4-man smoke on T1.
They got VP. A Flicker. Arcan Bracket, they have Flicker.
That's true. We have a big skewer into the instant Hex with the Finger of Death, but the Stampede into the Blade Fury. Nightfall will live. So much expended on him. And with the Healing Ward bringing it back, as we see the curse come in as well. Zephyr's gonna pop his ult, but the Lion's gonna be the first to fall. There's the RP finally onto 2, but not a ton of damage to follow with into the skewer. And there's the Omni Slash doing so much work. That's the first life for Wraith King, but Carl takes a tumble. Another Blade Fury, and this is looking very good for VP. Only 1 death in that engagement. They used so much on Nightfall.
And this actually might be the game. I would not be surprised if they just try to close it out.
Yep, for sure. I mean, they got mid-racks. They're going to get bot racks for free as well. And tier 3 top is actually available. They have all the outer towers.
Maybe we need glasses, son. Maybe that.
I have glasses. That's the sad part.
Maybe you need new glasses.
Yeah, new glasses for sure. All right, so fortification is now down as the Lotus Orb is applied, so the double Wraithfire Blast. They're able to get that. And they have the 2 Siege Wagons as well, so if they can do anything with it. GPK gets the Yules off, dodges the Wraithfire Blast. As a result, gets skewered back in around the tier 3, but the big Winter's Curse canceling the RP, which is still available. Laguna Blade is there. Omni Slash to follow. Carl actually uses it, but really to no avail. Does have buyback, but Wraith King, first life is done. Centaur, Hoof Stomp not going to connect. That's not a Lincoln Sphere, by the way. It was the Aphotic Shield, just to be clear. Cold Embrace keeping the Enchantress alive for now. Magnus finally buys back into the game. There's another big skewer into the tier 4s. Could they actually kill the Juggernaut? They get Hoof Stomp off there. 23 Savage trying to do as much damage, but this heal, again, Cold Embrace with that talent. The Splinter Blast basically global at this point. Kingslayer finally being taken out, though.
But the Barracks, they will be getting the mega creeps out of this one. That was such a big curse coming out from Winter Wyvern in that fight. Like when they were about to hit the combo.
And you're just... I think it's just too much reliance on this skewer. As you can see, the Kobold... Oh
no.
He actually drinks to his death.
Creep in Dota. It's the most badass looking creep.
I agree.
Holding the golden chalice.
Yeah.
Having the gold necklace.
And he's the weakest. Very sad indeed. DM's going to jump in onto the Wraith King. This is going to be the first life. You see, Magnus on the outline, ready to go if he wants. 23 Savage, the Omni Slash is there. It's going to be basically just on him with the bashes. Laguna Blade is there as well. 95 seconds, no 23 Savage, but the skewer onto 3 rather, into the fountain.
Beyond this,
it's not really doing anything. T1 is still dying in their own fountain. GG is called. We're going to, well, I guess we were going to a game 3 anyway, but this ensures that we'll at least have a game 4.
Ready, go! Yay! Victory!
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
the best of 5, we're definitely gonna go the game 3 at one point.
Usually.
Yeah, but overall, great performance from Virtus.pro.
T1, they're doubling down on just kind of playing patiently, waiting for the game to be theirs, and then take the fight. Whilst VP, they're trying to keep applying new forms of aggression to get in T1's face.
17-4, so pretty much a wash right now. Is that what you would expect at this stage of the game between these two heroes?
There's a little bit of an advantage from Death Prophet because you just don't have to buy regen. But
time dilation. Yeah, that's a really annoying one to deal with. Zephyr does use his Fairy Fire, but the bash is there from Nightfall. Sitting on a 2K net worth lead at 8 minutes. That's actually a little more significant than I thought it would be.
Yeah, they're taking a huge lead here, so I suppose there's nothing that GPK really needs to do. As he does head back down bot, I think this is a fairly free tower to take.
Chakram with the Whirling Death. We see the Exorcism from GPK. If they can get 23 Savage. Oh, the Timber Chain's not going to connect on a tree despite being an entire forest. But the right click and Whirling Death are more than enough. Whitemon, I mean, GPK wasn't even needed here, it feels like. But regardless, he's going to get XP for two of these kills. And perhaps into a tier 1 as well. Yeah, we talked about it before. The fact that Blade Mail doesn't have that int, the Robe of the Magi anymore as part of that build. Pretty big deal for that hero, as DM. Gonna be tanking this up, gets the Vendetta off from Zephyr side. Splitter's not gonna be there because of the curse. Beautiful timing from Kingslayer again, as that is gonna be the death of Zephyr as a result. The coil basically just on the Faceless Void, but Nightfall looks pretty fine overall. It takes the Bushwhack, but just time walks into the tier 1.
Just a beautiful Winter's Curse, as we've seen so many times throughout this tournament and the Animajor. It is the biggest buzzkill ability in the entirety of Dota.
We've also seen it in our Nightmares.
This is true.
As this hero picks literally every game. Oh, Hex, Earth Spike to follow, GPK. It's off the Spirit side into the Silence. Very good layering into the Finger. VP have come to play in this game 3. 3K net worth lead for VP is, looks like they want to take over the jungle again here, even though they already have this tier 1 tower. And they see Carl in the vicinity, but they also see a Wyvern. So, oh, that was T1 actually picking it up. Okay, that's the first kill for T1. That's exactly what you need.
Too little for such a good ability.
Whitemon, Bushwhack not going to connect, save, keeping his distance wisely, but the Diabolic Key to continue to do work. As we see the first Chronosphere of the game, GPK gets the Silence and the Exorcism on top. You can see the Blade Mail does a lot of work, but obviously in a 3v1 situation, you're not going to be able to do anything about that. Meanwhile, we have the TPs again from VP to try to defend this. Oh, Cuckoo destroyed by DM, and now Zephyr on the run with that Vendetta. Looks like he should get out, although the Dust does connect, but he's just too far away at this point.
And of course, VP tips Cuckoo. He's doing his classic, I'm kind of behind on the Shrek, so I'm going to go stand in trees. And
that's true. He's been doing that a lot, as there might be a reciprocal kill here. But no, save, staying alive for now. The Sharpshooter just off range, and this might cost the Puck his life instead. Carl, the Winter's Curse does connect, and that'll provide Kingslayer with the easy kill. They did end up losing save, but
I think the most important thing about that last pickoff that we saw is that 23 got the kill. Spectre, not a hero that farms particularly fast. As you can see, they're smoking directly towards him, but...
Yeah, they're going to find Whitemon, but he just scurries away. But there's the Blink Hex from Save, and that's going to give another kill from the Leshrac. So Cuckoo kind of doing his thing like we've talked about, creating as much space as he can. Actually does expend the Finger of Death, but they'll take it.
It's so difficult for a puck to get in there against Lion plus Death Prophet Silence. It's not going to happen, so T1, they just decided to push the lanes instead.
Zephyr, he is only 1,000 away from Ags.
Billy's down. That's a good item.
Yeah, that is true. We didn't really mention that, but that will, especially in a losing game like this, help you get some very important items.
Reliable
not
goal,
really
too.
Farming.
So.
It's getting chased, though, so I might have to save that money in the bank. It's going to get silenced as we see the Bushwhack not connect here, but the Spirit Siphon is there into the Crypt Swarm as well, into the Bashes. In addition, Zephyr does get off his Spike Carapace for now, though. His DM on the other side, chasing out Cuckoo, but looks like Carl and Zephyr both die on opposite sides here. So VP just in firm control of this game right now. Oh, Blink Hex again from Save. Here comes the Timber Chain. This will be a huge kill. Bushwhack again misses. You can see VP kind of doing this in and out game right now. Really well executed. Yeah, that tower being down is... I mean, it's not like they're going up against a Lesh or something that can just quickly take it with a low cooldown thing. You have to commit an Exorcism, because that's pretty much their only tower push right now. But VP on the high ground here, going to break the smoke from Cuckoo. Oh, the Bushwhack is going to miss because of the Yules, but the Splitter does come in turn, so they find the kill regardless. And now the coil is going to be pretty big. Chronosphere onto 2. You see the Winter Wyvern buy back into the game. The Impale is going to connect on 2 on top of this. Nightfall still with the Aegis, so he's not scared of anything. Cuckoo rounding up the Split Earth, does hit onto 2 in turn, and Nightfall has to time walk back to the tier 2 tower. But DM is going absolute ham. 2 dead for T1. Did cost a buyback from BP, but you can see that T1 is now completely on the run. Time dilation, able to be connected onto Whitemon. He's going to get chased here by the Faceless Void. And you can see here, Mr. Zephyr himself does get up the Spike Carapace, but they have vision. The Crypt Swarm is enough. So 4 for 1. It looked like a pretty good fight from T1 to start out, but they're just maybe just too far behind at this point. All right, we're going to have a 5-man smoke from Virtus Pro. Ooh, we have an Ether Lens here on Whitemon. He's actually going for Aghanim Scepter next, which of course we have seen from time to time on these more farmed Hoodwinks. Oh, this will be a huge kill for VP. And yeah, this is going to be a super easy one as well. 23 Savage, just wrong place, wrong time. And Roshan, we can see not up for another minute 45, but just playing it close to the vest. Again, 10k net worth lead, so they're not really in a super rush here.
Yeah, they're confident they can play the map and choke T1 out. Boots of travel on GPK, so that's fairly easy to do. And here's a little bit of that choking out happening.
Yeah, impact move. You can look at the top score line. Oh, we're not going to get that because there is a kill coming. Sharpshooter's there. DM pops the BKB, but he's getting very low. Actually drops down, so nicely done from T1, but a big, juicy Impale coming out from the line of the Chronosphere on the 2. And again, just too much farm for T1 to deal with. And, oh, okay, the big haunt comes in. 23 Savage pops the Blade Mail. Jumping left, right, and center. Finally, he focuses on Nightfall as he has no more illusions to work with.
He got out?
He got back to base? What?
He didn't bash.
Wow.
What are the chances?
I didn't even see him TPing, for God's sake. This is a really good play from T1, especially if it works out. I mean, it's a good thought regardless.
I did the math. There's a 25% chance that would happen.
That's it? That's not right.
That's right.
Was it 5 hits or 2 or 4?
5 hits.
Okay. So not that big of a deal then, is what you're saying.
No, that's a big deal.
Cuckoo gets the Split Arc, Illusory Orb to follow, trying to create as much space as possible. The Aegis is not going to be taken. The stun comes out. It's snatched by Save himself. He's going to pop. That's not even a BKB. That is the shard. As 23 Savage has the Spectral Dagger away. Barely gets out with his life. Zephyr stuck inside this freaking ult from Timbersaw. Just too much damage to deal with. Double kill for Nightfall. And yeah, Save ends up taking the Aegis. So who did get the shard? Because Save does have it. So
you know, the ridiculous
I assume
thing
it's him.
About that.
Oh no, it is on the reverse time lock. Okay.
The timing of that is you're playing against a haunt. How do you blink in and steal the Aegis from 2 heroes?
Yeah, that's pretty dirty play right there. Zephyr inside the trees, but they see him, and yeah, he's gonna be brought down. I mean, Timbersaw's such a good hero against Nyx Assassin, especially when you have the silence from DP on top of it. And this is gonna be a full set of racks in the bot. Probably go to the mid lane now. while this exorcism is still up. All right, Chronosphere onto 2. He's going to focus on the Hoodwink, while Mr. GPK focuses on the Lesh. That's 2 quick kills, both buybacks, though, as we see the Haunt come out with the Blade Mail, trying to apply as much pressure. Finally gets that Winter Wyvern, but now 23 Savage on the run. No bashes needed this time, as Nightfall jumps right in, dodges the Whitemon sharpshooter. Impale's going to connect from Zephyr on the sideline, but Whitemon will fall regardless. And they have a sentry in the vicinity. Zephyr now on the run. Bash, first hit this time. Karma, full team wipe, VP, GG's call. This was a bit of a shellacking.
What tier? What tier?
This probably just a normal shellac. Normal.
Apa? Kenapa? Hah? Kenapa sih? Hah? Apa lagi? Kan udah disin Sopipe. Mau minta apa lagi kamu?
Aku nggak minta apa-apa kok mas, cuma nggak mau jauh dari suamiku aja.
Apaan sih? Malu ah. Ntar kalau dilihat Rena gimana? Gak enak.
Ya nggak apa-apa dong. Rena pasti seneng liat mama papanya romantis, ya kan?
Oh, jelas kamu. Udah, saya mau duduk aja.
Alhamdulillah ya. Aku bersyukur banget. Kita udah melewati 6 bulan pernikahan kita dengan segala lika-likunya, dan aku bersyukur banget aku masih tetap di sini. Semoga sampai selamanya ya.
Kita pasti akan sampai selamanya.
Maybe one higher, it would be
Mega monumental
what's the I don't remember. What's the next tier from just regular shellacking?
S tier is the one pre-gate.
Yeah, it's probably monumental.
I think it's monumental shellacking.
Some Abaddon carry. Oh, tell me about this.
Something that South America loves to do. It's very uncommon. I want to see what the build is going to be.
And we have a lot of cool storylines, though. I mean, the fact that DM is playing Kunkka, which that first game that we saw is, I mean, that's a game for the ages, honestly. One of the coolest. If you guys haven't seen that game, go check out the VOD. As we can see, Cuckoo, again, getting pressured here. Photic Shield this time onto Nightfall, so this should surely be First Blood. And for VP.
I think the reason why Nightfall decided to TP back is because he got that First Blood and also has the full phase boots. So coming back to the lane is a bit more speedy than what we usually see 4 or 5 minutes in.
Yeah, again, pressuring the Axe, and this is a lot of damage. Like you said, the phase boost makes such a big difference, and now the Aphotic Shield applied, so gonna get Glimpse back, in fact, and we'll see if the Aphotic Shield actually wasn't enough to take him out, but the right clicks are. So Nightfall, again.
It's fine, King. Okay, he's actually gonna save him, removed both Battle Hunger and Fatal Bond. It also allows Lina to potentially rotate to the top lane. One Torrent into LSA should guarantee a kill on a Lifestealer.
Yeah, I think it was basically, it was the last game or the game before where it was a minute and a half earlier than this, but it's still very early for this tier 1 tower. We're going to see Viper Strike, so Carl will get his
really
first kill.
showed the Bambi who the boss is, and they can outpush the wave and possibly smoke because they didn't show the supports. Let's see what happens, or they just run to the top lane.
Still no boots on Kingslayer, although it's 9 minutes in the game. Next kill for a little vision, but Zephyr's going to run right into the LSA. Spike Carapace, Laguna Blade. Save takes it for himself.
What about Echo Saber after Radiance?
Yeah,
I think it's Radiance into Manta style feels really good.
Yeah,
a lot
also
of
very
spells to dispel. Even though you have a built-in dispel, Warlock. Yeah, there we go. Kingslayer.
It's like
one more time.
Once these phase boots came online for Nightfall, it's just no getting away from it anymore, especially with just a +1 there. Why do you think it is that we don't see Abby as a position 1 as often? Like, obviously, you talked about South America being relatively common, but basically nowhere else. Is LSA. Okay. No Laguna Blade this time. Zephyr's going to set it up with the Spike Carapace into the Impale. DM not quite in range for the X. He's going to take the Viper Strike instead, but now the LSA onto the Viper into the boat as well. Carl getting pressured big time. Save is there as well. Man, Zephyr baited his teammate there, it looked like. So we do have to mention, though, T1 side. So Cuckoo obviously going for the Manta style shard build, but it's not really going to come online until the 20-minute mark, but it seems to be close. Actually, no, he's going to be a little bit late on that. It might be like 23 minutes. Whitemon getting caught out here to start things out. Carl applying the pressure with the break and the Nether Toxin. Really not going to do that much, though, as the Radiance just going to work here. Glimpse back onto Cuckoo now, going for him alone. Zephyr taking some damage from Save in the meantime, but we're going to lose the Disruptor, so it's a 1-for-1 to start this fight. And GPK kind of stuck in the trees here. He's going to get called. Carl, nice heal from the Infest into the chop before the borrowed time actually comes through. GPK still with the BKB. And another kill for Cuckoo. So who cares about this shard build as long as you can chop kids down? That went through the borrowed time. Very nicely done. And with GPK on the back line, look how fast he's attacking with the fiery soul stacks.
Keep those stacks coming. Clarity running on him constantly.
Yep, those Manta illusions are quite strong. Even without that shard, just being able to push it down waves. Very strong indeed. As 3 minutes left on the Aegis for Nightfall, so we'll see if they want to get into a fight here. Oh, GPK is going to find somebody. Oh, but a big chaotic offering onto 3 behind him, but the static storm to follow. Laguna Blade, the Infest to try to heal. Boat is coming in. Gets the Manta off, but the LSA connects again, and Cuckoo will take a tumble. Big kill for VP. And now the glimpse back from 23 Savage. He's already used his rage, but going to get silenced here if he's not careful. A nice big impale there from the Nyx Assassin, but they will be able to clean up 23 Savage. In fact, it's saved to get the kill of all heroes. Kingslayer in the corner. Carl pops the BKB, just going to right-click, contently getting that double kill for himself. So it's a 2 for 2 in the end as GPK also died. Nether Toxin though, yeah, glimpse back. That wasn't the glimpse actually, that was the X.
That was the X mark.
So 3 for 2.
Still a very good trade for Virtus Pro. It just comes back to that 117 every single time. You have to mention it.
Cuckoo is infested right now, so this will be an aggressive infest. Oh, DM might be the target here. They don't have vision, though. Cuckoo, oh, he's going to find Lena, but the big Yules just in time for the Chaotic Offering to follow to get that tidal wave off, but the choppity chop is enough for GPK to find his way to the grave. Does have buyback, will expend it. Nightfall, still with that Radiance, as DM is just getting kited from afar. You can see the Static Storm kinetic field just to try to separate this fight a bit. But look at this Abaddon. Pops that Manta style. Big call onto 3. This will be a dieback onto GPK. And VP are crumbling. T1 lose their axe, but that's about it for now. But look at Save. He's doing a ton of damage with that impetus. Carl, he'll drops from afar. But now he has to worry about 23 Savage. Historically speaking, pretty good against the Enchantress. Pops the Rage to dispel that glimpse. And now the right clicks have cometh into the Impale. And another kill for 23 Savage. Great fight from T1. Dieback GPK.
This is actually Dota 1 Nyx, aka Lifestealer, where he didn't have any abilities.
That's going to be one fast attacking axe for sure. One thing to note for the 23 Savage with this open wounds, it is quite easily dispellable. As Save, Cuckoo runs right into him. Battle Hunger's off. He doesn't have any damage really to kill him, so just trying to buy time and prevent a TP potentially. As
there is attack speed. Here. Let's see how it matches Enchantress.
Yeah,
untouchable.
I don't know about that one. As Zephyr,
he's trying.
Yeah, DM is super dead. Just finds the. Oh, all right.
That's after Viper showed up.
Yeah,
so it doesn't really count.
That is actually something we didn't really talk about. We talked about the ult aspect of Abaddon, but his curse of Avernus disabled within Nether Toxin. And that's what makes the hero good.
Pretty much, yeah. He's
Chaotic Offering cancels the TP for DM as he is just getting right-click from afar. Dunkity-dunk for Cuckoo.
Yeah, DM, also known as Dunk Me, and Axe grants his wish right there.
As we see the third Roach being taken by T1, the Shard is inside. So double Chaotic Offering, I assume, is what they'll go for here. And this is the fight for VP. This is the fight they absolutely have to win. They find Zephyr. It's going to take a while to... Yeah, they already have Roche. So can they even kill Zephyr is the question. Static Storm is there, but the Infest comes off with that BKB or the Rage already activated beforehand. Yeah, he's absolutely alive. Gets 4-staff to the low ground. And with that, Nightfall is just going to get completely surrounded. Cuckoo and company going to have no issue chopping him down.
Yeah, this might be it. They can't even kill Nyx Assassin with the full combo pretty much, and he also had a cheese. It's just too much. Axe holding on to a refresher right now. He might handle it to Warlock, as you suggested.
Yeah, see the Torrent defense potential here. Zephyr not burrowed, so he's not getting that damage reduction, but there he goes inside the ground where he belongs. Cuckoo jumps in. Boom! GPK is gone. Just like that. Does have buyback, though. Will expend it.
1, 2, 3 buybacks.
Yep, Nightfall. Getting pressured now by the Lifestealer. LSA is not going to connect. See the tidal wave come through as well. The Impale from across the freaking map. Nightfall just trying to get out. Does not want to use that ult. This is where they turn it around. Nightfall with the Echo Saber. How can you counter this? That is the question, my friends. Impale from global range, that might have something to do with it, though. That's a pretty good counter, I think. Nightfall gets off the Aphotic Shield. They have to give him the second rack at the very least, but 23 Savage, right-clicking with that Ghoul Frenzy. Nightfall pops the BKB. You can see Whitemon gets off that Chaotic Offering with that Refresher Shard. Static Storm is applied, but really nobody of use inside here. And they're just back in the fountain. The Infest, again, used to heal. GPK pops the BKB. Save. Yeah, 23 Savage doesn't want to go for it.
They need to like glimpse or X-Mark into Tidal Wave.
Oh, they got the Viper thanks to the Echo Saber. The slow is huge, Lacoste. Don't forget the Echo Saber. Kingslayer gets out with just a sliver of HP. The Laguna Blade finally takes care of this Aegis. Okay. Now the LSA is going to not hit, but the Basher is there. Savage does have the Infest in 20 seconds. GPK gets found by Zephyr, and back in the ground he goes. Echo Saber going to work again with the Illusions. They'll find another support hero, but double buyback, make it a triple buyback from T1. 23 Savage is left all alone right now. The Echo Saber, it's working, but a big call from the other side into the choppity chop. 23 Savage gets yet another kick for himself. He is healing up to a high degree. GGs are called. The Echo Saber, maybe if it was picked up 20 minutes ago, would have been enough. Look at that. Game 5, man. Yeah.
This is what we expected, and this is what we're gonna get. Game number 5. These two teams, they've been amazing throughout this whole tournament.
Very big fashion, I guess you could put it, Jenkins.
Yeah. Now we have the last pick, Broodmother.
Yes.
By no means a free Broodmother game. Timbersaw, good game counter. You can kill all the spiders laying against the Brood quite easily.
Yep.
And I do like Wraith King plus a nuker against Brood in lane. Typical melee owner, and Brood is a typical melee hero.
Oh, Cuckoo. Wraithfire Blast into the Fortune's End. Split Earth not able to connect with the Timber Chain on the other side. That's going to be first blood going to GPK. The Broodmother already falling, Jenkins.
Got plenty of chain lockdown for Cataclysm, so eventually that will make sense. Whatever he builds into, eventually an Ags will come out.
Arl,
be careful.
Very okay. GPK gets basically handed to him there.
It makes enough space that EM can come over and get a free kill. He's almost level 6, and this is when any lane that Timber goes to, he's going to have an advantage, even against Lesh.
Zephyr with a very uncharacteristic miss on the Impale. Ends up paying the price with the Cold Snap EMP combo.
There's a bit of the punish for not having Spiked Carapace. Not as slippery as a typical Nyx would be at this point. Also, sacking those levels to Cuckoo's Broodmother means that Zephyr doesn't have the levels he's used to playing with.
See some action top lane. Chakram is there with a setup from Save. Not enough to kill Whitemon yet. Trying to get off the fatal bonds here as DM is pursuing him from behind. You see the Hex, Timber Chain will be another kill on the Whitemon. And DM is pretty freaking farm right. In fact, all 3 cores on VP are top net worth at this current point.
We were all thinking with the last pick Brood, what do you do to deal with this hero? But
what do you do against Timbersaw? Oh, this might be it though. Yep, we see the Lesh coming with that Chronosphere set up into the Split Earth. Enough magic damage, and that is a huge kill for T1. They desperately needed it.
I think Wraith King is a sort of pushing hero with the skeletons as well. So similar to why Drow Ranger counters the Void. If you don't lose the ult, and also in the late game, the ult, it's on such a low cooldown. Oh, okay, Cuckoo makes a rotation.
GPK, yeah, see the Spiraling doing so much damage. Fate's Edict, not enough, and now the Impale from Zephyr into the Split Earth. So nice turnaround here for T1. As you see Cuckoo making the transition. And yeah, we typically see the pipe as a first item like I was talking about, Solar Crest as well, but just switching it up just slightly. We've seen some Greaves, of course, in the past, in addition, as Cuckoo, with all his spiders, maybe potentially ganked here. Trying to micro them to a high degree. GPK in the vicinity. Tornado misses, though. Hits a couple of creeps, and that's about it. But a big stun from Zephyr onto 2. And now VP are on the run. Kingslayer just drops of his own accord. Cuckoo, not mincing words here. Looks like the pressure's going to be applied again, but the Ice Wall is connected here. Slow progress is a Chronosphere on all three on the outer edges, but what is the follow-up? Buyback onto the Oracle now. The bash is online, so Save takes a tumble. Carl in the meantime taking some damage from the Chakram. We see the Sunstrike coming, but it's not going to connect on anybody as Nightfall has come to play as well. Tornado will hit the Leshrac. Trying to save him with Cuckoo here on the sideline. DM, you can see taking some right-click damage, but as we see the Radiance now online at the 13.5 minute mark. So Nightfall still with that second life, but the chase is on. Trying to get control of this jungle. Chaotic Offering being faked out. GPK doesn't have a ton of mana to work with, and Nightfall still only with that level 1 ult, but running in. Gets that Wraith Fire Blast, but it's going to be dispelled there by the Vendetta, or dodged, I should say. But Broodmother, on the other hand, is going to get bursted down between the Chakram and the Finger of Death. So VP getting full control of their jungle again. I mean, it is a very even game, so it all depends on... I mean, again, from a team fight perspective, T1 does have good, in theory, chrono into whatever else that we talked about. But it does take some execution. We have some TPs down here. Cataclysm a little bit early. Not really going to hit anybody. The Chaotic Offering is only going to hit one because of the Yule Scepter on the save. And now the Chakram comes out. Nightfall in the midst of things. Oh, a big whirling death into the Timber Chain. Blows up 2 instantly on T1 side. And now they are on the run. DM opening up a can of whoop-ass on this Timber Saw. And that'll continue onto Whitemon. Wraithfire Blast applies and crits him down to the ground. Holy Jesus, DM. That felt good from me just watching it. But they don't turn it into a Roche or anything like that. Didn't have enough time. But we do see a 3-man smoke already from VP.
Oh, there goes all the spiders. That's very sad.
Man, DM is... Oh, have to hold that thought as the Warlock looks to be dead here. Didn't have Chaotic Offering, obviously, so... Doesn't provide much for his team without that shard, Jenkins.
Oh, he's going to get his TP cancel.
Yep, there's the cancel. Sunstrike to follow. Down goes the Spider. VP starting to take a little bit of a lead now. 4K net worth lead. But we do have the Aghanim Scepter Burrow, just like every other game on Nyx Assassin. First item, brown boots.
Okay, now you need the shard.
Yeah, we have a 9-man smoke overall. Nightfall the only one. Of course, he has that second life to work with. Zephyr burrowed up. No vision showing him right now, but double impale. All right, into the Chaotic Offering. Using most of their resources onto Save, who's already only at half HP. And here comes the Cataclysm. Leshrac gets the Yules off to save himself. The Chronosphere is going to clip 2, and it's the 2 supports. Very important to kill that Oracle, but both will buy back into the game. Now Carl trying to get out of this, but looks like he's going to fall here, but a nice split Earth comes out. Ends up saving him in the end, and VP have to run, despite Zephyr being completely out of mana. Chakram is going to be helping out as well, but the Spider's going to be used to scout this out a bit. Roche basically at half HP now. Nightfall can just continue to solo this if he really wants. Of course, there is some capability from T1 side to jump in and try to steal this, as Zephyr is going to be spotted out. There's the dust. Chakram to follow. So much damage reduction. Finger of Death still not enough. He's healing so much right now. Wild Burrow, 23 Savage, trying to focus on GPK, but he's going to get out, it looks like. Zephyr is still alive. Chakram, Spike Carapace. Eventually, nope. Okay, DM running out of mana now. They're doing a great job of protecting Zephyr between the heals that he gets inherently with that Burrow and the Shadow Word. You see the spirits coming out. Try to get some vision here. Yeah, they just don't do it fast enough, but this is looking a lot like game, was it 1? Where we had a little bit of a stall here as we see the side cam onto Zephyr. Very important, and Impale is going to connect. All right, the Mana Burn doing quite a bit. Nightfall going to get purged off. He's ready to go back in again. Keep an eye on those polygons on the bottom of your screen as Roshan's getting quite low. Cuckoo can go in and out of the pit, no problem. It's another aspect that we didn't really talk about. Splitter's going to connect again. This time they're going to go on save. BKB popped by 23 Savage. That is going to be enough to take out the support, and they know he does not have buyback. And now the pressure being applied to the Wraith King. He's going to go down, but that is the first life. I believe he does have Shard. Chronosphere just to ensure that they get this Roshan. Looks like Savage gets the snatch, so the actual Roshan ended up going to VP, but the Chaotic Offering now used in retreat here as VP attempting to get out. Deafening Blast applied there, but Nightfall completely surrounded and will finally be brought down. Didn't even have his Radiance on, by the way. Just trying to dodge that Spike Carapace, but interesting choice there. Either way, T1 Very nice play overall. Yeah,
It's going to be a lot of damage.
Onto Nightfall. Zephyr not going to be able to hit the Impale there, but you can see the army of spiders are here. And the mana burn, again, not going to really matter too much in terms of the second life for Nightfall because of the shard, but still pretty annoying that he can't stun anybody.
Zephyr is taking literally 0 damage.
I mean, it's percentage heal versus percentage damage. Which wins in the end? Cataclysm combo, it's a double! It's not even that much damage though. Now 23 Savage gets off the Chronosphere. Gonna focus on the Invoker, but there's the false promise that you talked about. Trying to do the damage through that with the Impale to follow. The burrowed Nyx is available still, getting those burrows or the stuns constantly as we have the Chakram. Nice Impale again from Zephyr, saving his teammate, but it looks like the Lich will finally be bursted down. Chaotic Offering was never used. They actually took out the Warlock immediately as Save getting right-click now with Cuckoo's ult as well, and Kingslayer in the trees. Double kill for Cuckoo. T1.
Oh, there's a gem too.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
cost the buyback.
pushed out.
Cost the buyback on the save, and I mean, they grew their lead from 2 to 6K there in just this last few minutes.
Yeah,
so
mostly the
T1 is in control right now. It's, oh man, the Vendetta with 23 Savage applying some right clicks. Time dilation applied. A bash again. DM. Timber chains to safety, but Cuckoo's here as well. So it looks like it's going to be the death of him. He has the flamethrower. Annoying to deal with, but not annoying enough. Does have buyback though, as T1 have taken firm control of this game.
Cuckoo didn't have a web in the position. It was kind of awkwardly placed where the spiders were splitting up, and I don't know if he was doing that intentionally. If he was, that's some god tier, like, big brain stuff.
And of course, just by default, his Time Walk will have 400 extra range. It's always nice.
Classic. Of course, he's going to be playing for the next Roshan, where he can pick up an Aghanim Scepter.
Oh, yeah, of course.
As a greedy carry player, he will never be caught dead buying that himself.
Yeah, of course. Oh, GPK actually pops his refresher. We see the Cataclysm come online.
Creeps.
The Meteor is there with the Spike Carapace, and yikers.
It's doing no damage because it's always surrounded by creeps or spiders.
Yeah. Well, who knew that Broodmother would counter?
That's so strange.
That is such a random thing. As T1 very close to winning this tournament in this best of 5, game 5. They get that mid racks. Invoker's dead for 45 seconds. So this, I would think, is minimum 2 racks. Of course, the tier 2 still up top in that bottom lane. Chrono. 3 heroes. Save takes a tumble, a big Impale, only connecting on 1, maybe not so big after all, but there's the save onto DM. He can go back to base, but now the pressure is onto the Wraith King. That is the first life to come, but 23 Savage wants to go for the support, doesn't get into the fountain though. Completely surrounding Wraith King. 3 dead. T1 look to be winning this in great fashion, and they're going to take this set of racks on the top, and now they go for Throne potentially because that tier 2 is not available for the taking. Zephyr just setting up his base here inside the VP base. He's going to spike Carapace, which stuns through that EMP. They're just going to focus on the buildings, of course, with this Diabolic Edict. 60 seconds of no Wraith King. He's just going to walk right in. Oh, he gets Hex, though. Has to be careful. Cataclysm to follow, but a nice Yule Scepter. Who used that Yule Scepter, actually? What? That's a Wind Waker. Are you serious? I was going to say, we finally get to see it as this tier 4 tower look to be falling. You see the Time Walk reverse from 23 Savage, and it looks like T1 are going to be taking this game before Wraith King can even respawn. T1 looking so good. Another Cataclysm, but that one actually did decent damage, but it is over. T1 are your ESL 1 Summer 2021 Grand Champions.